Hi, this is Jody Goss, president of the Producers Firm, an independent marketing organization that specializes in helping individuals that have found success in acquiring customers and would like to convert those customers into additional products and services. We primarily work with Medicare agents that have hundreds of clients, perhaps thousands of clients, and would like to expand the offering that they give to those customers, as well as expand the revenue generation that they have from that customer base. So today we're going to talk about having an extraordinary first client experience or impression. For many of you, you're well aware of the fact that we have our what we do process. So you've done your what we do process using your customized what we do piece. You've introduced financial services to your customers and how to potentially provide additional products and resources to them. And now you're about to have your first meeting. Well, how can you make that first impression extraordinary? How can you, as a financial services entrepreneur, really use this opportunity to expand your business? We're going to walk you through briefly some of the principles that we've seen our successful agents apply through the years, through the decades, to help them grow a practice of their dreams. So let's get into it. First, it's important to have a process that you follow. Many agents we find begin to have a process, but over time start to get a little lackadaisical and to begin to steer away from following a process day in and day out. Why is this process so important? Well, number one, it helps you to make a fantastic first impression. Number two, it helps you to focus on what's most important to your client, as well as helping you become an efficient financial services entrepreneur. Because a lot of these steps you initially have to do, but eventually you can delegate these steps to staff or outsourced individuals to help you focus on what you do best, which is acquiring and servicing and developing relationships with customers. So let's get into what a good process should look like. Number one, when a prospect comes in, you want the experience to be as excellent as possible, as elegant as possible. And so ideally, your process will allow you to make an exceptional first impression whenever your customer comes into your office. So, for example, what is the process of confirming that first appointment? Who is your ideal client or customer? Have you already identified that this is the person you are going to be able to service best? Have you created a script that either you will follow or a staff member will follow to help verify the individual is going to be at the meeting as scheduled and it's the right person that you want to talk to? Does your process vary depending on where that person came from? If it's a current customer, perhaps it's repeated day in and day out. If it's a referral from another financial professional or another source, how does your process alter or change depending on that referral source? So for example, here's an example of a potential script that might be used to confirm an appointment, as well as gather some details about the individual before they come in, really helping that person to see that this is an important part of their financial life, and you are there to help them create and gather peace of mind. Person is a referral, it's really important to capture that referral source. How did they come to you today? Making sure that you can thank the person that referred this individual to you. And then start to focus on the activities that will gain trust and credibility with that person that you're now seeing. So step one with regards to that is recognizing where the referral came from. Step two is enhancing that experience, encouraging referral behavior. So if this person came from a referral, compliment that. Let them know how important referrals are to you so that you begin to create another referral source from this new prospect. And then obviously proactively follow up, which we're going to talk about here in just one moment. Before the person comes in, ideally you like to get to know a little bit about who they are and what their interests are. So Google them, maybe look at their LinkedIn page, prepare an agenda for the meeting, share office details with the individual on their way in. Use AI as a tool to drill down and get a better understanding of who that person is. It's remarkable what AI will bring to you. Assets, potential asset sizes, interests, life changing events that might be coming up on the horizon. So use all the tools available to you to get to know your prospect and your client, and then also use that information to formulate an agenda based on that information. Ideally, before they've even come to you, you've already used our what we do piece, which allows them to check off what's most important to them, their greatest concern. So you already know the agenda items that you should put on that first agenda meeting. Well, in addition to that, prepare any marketing collateral that would help to improve the impression that your customer, client, prospect has about you. A welcome letter, a meet the team piece, the services that you provide as an overview, perhaps a financial organizer or a data collection sheet. We often find, surprisingly enough, if we send out a data collection piece, ours is a 2-pager, before the meeting, many individuals actually come into the meeting with that data collection piece already completed on their own. It's remarkable, if they trust you, that they'll go ahead and bring that in whenever you have your first appointment. What can the person expect from you? What do you focus on? What's your expertise? As well as any information about events that you've done, events you will do, all of these to create a credibility piece. As far as financial services are concerned, it'd be nice to have a menu of services that you can provide to your client or prospect. What will their journey with you look like? If they begin to work with you, what can they expect in the future? What are services that you offer individuals that they may not be aware of? The last thing you want to hear from a client is that, oh, I didn't know you did that. Well, a menu of services will help them to see that, yes, you do help folks with, for example, long-term care planning or safe money strategies. The list can go on and on. But like I said, the last thing you want is for your customer to say, I didn't realize that you did that. I'm so sorry I did that with somebody else. First impressions, once again, are everything. So what does the office look like? Does it create a warm environment? Is it personalized? Could you put up a sign, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? Could you include in the lobby or sitting room something that creates an inviting atmosphere, perhaps fresh flowers? Do you know that the person happens to like Diet Coke or whatever the beverage may be, and have that ready and prepared for them whenever they come to see you, enhancing that first impression experience? And finally, do you have a process to really get to know their primary concerns? We have numerous tools, which we're going to share with you in just a moment, as to how to actually do that to get to know what's important to them. In that prospect meeting, as we talked about, it's important to have tools and resources to really understand your client. We have a simple data collection process. It's an editable PDF that you or your assistant can fill out with the client, getting to know just some high-level information about the individual. But a critical aspect of our data collection process is having them check off what's important to them. This is reinforced by the piece that you've already hopefully used, which is the what we do piece that we customize for agents that work with us. If you get licensed with us, we'll customize this piece to you, to your business, and then your clientele can tell you what is really weighing on their mind. If you haven't already viewed our teaching program on how to use this piece, by all means, watch that video, learn how to use this piece to introduce financial services to your customers. And then finally, our white paper, the perfect fact find question. If you're not asking the perfect fact find questions, then you really need to rethink how you're going about your first appointments. This white paper is available to you, agents that work with us, to help you really enhance that first time experience with your clientele. After the meeting, within 24 hours, your process should include a follow-up. Obviously, you want to ask for business. That's a key to closing business. You want to review the steps that you have went through while you went through that first meeting. You want to schedule your next meeting. Before they even leave that first meeting, this is critical to have already scheduled that next meeting, hopefully within a week to 10 days. Hopefully you've already begun the process of asking for the business, a follow-up email, a drip campaign. If you don't have this in place, then by all means, ask us about our proprietary program here at the Producers Firm. So in summary, what we'd encourage you to do is get out of your old habits. If you aren't using videos to create an experience for your clientele, video tools to take your emails to the next level, then ask us about how to do that. Find other ways to stand out from your competition. Make your prospects feel special. Integrate call to actions on your website. Do you have a scheduling tool on your website that people can schedule appointments directly with you if they want to? And perhaps, if your compliance allows, send a small gift of appreciation for either allowing them to, or that they shared with you what's important to them, and or hopefully that they've introduced a referral to you. So all of these tools and resources I'm going to share with you, our website, customerrounding.com. If you were to navigate over there, you'll see that a lot of the ideas that we've talked about here are embedded in our website, customerrounding.com. So if you were to navigate over there, you'll see we have advertising tools, our what we do piece, the handout, our first appointment talk, we have our fact finder, we have our first appointment, second appointment, third and fourth appointment. We have confirmation letters for each of those appointments, as well as sample agendas for each of those appointments. So if you aren't already licensed with the Producers Firm to get access to this website, obviously I would encourage you to do so. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to share some of these lessons that we've learned over